All right, top story. The extradition trial, which opened in a London court on December 4th, has reached the closing arguments today for liquor tycoon Vijay Mallya. Just a short while ago, there was a lunch break that was announced. Vijay Mallya stepped out for what seemed like a smoke break. Now, the embattled former liquor tycoon appeared before a London court for hearing in his extradition case and couldn't be seen outside the Westminster Court right here in London taking a smoke break. Defending Mallya inside court would transpire today. His lawyer said that the loan Mallya took from banks was taken to run Kingfisher as a viable, economically successful entity and not run it into the ground. Vijay Mallya's lawyers argued that his conduct could not be counted as criminal in the UK and called it a simple, honest commercial failure. Speaking to the media before he headed inside the court, Mallya said that he has offered a comprehensive settlement. The judge also reviewed the video of Mumbai's Arthur jail 3 times. The court had sought a step-by-step video of the barrack 12 after Mallya claimed the condition of Indian jail is very poor and violates human rights. Mallya has been accused of default of over rupees 9,000 crores in loans from a consortium of Indian banks. These are visuals that are just filtering in as we speak, live visuals. The Westminster Court has taken a lunch break. Listening to what Vijay Mallya says. I'm going to try and play that again for our viewers, but this is Vijay Mallya stepping out for a smoke break, rather nonchalant, one can see. Let's listen in. Let's try and listen in on what he said to the press outside questioning him.
Talk about water that's under the bridge.
Yes, but do you have any thoughts about the water under the bridge?
I have appeared.
So, but you're still running this argument, to the best of my understanding, that you're unlikely to receive a fair trial for political considerations, that you've described it yourself as a witch hunt. Well, why not just withdraw this case now, if it's no longer applies?
Did you not ask me a few minutes ago about Mr. Rahul Gandhi's visit to London?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I think you yourself alluded to the fact that I have no political friends.
Right.
Mr. Mallya, did you meet?
Deserted you right now, Mr. Mallya. Why is it that there is what you claim is political vendetta right now? Why have you been made a political football, according to you?
I wish I knew.
Mr. Mallya, have you received anything from the Karnataka court as a response to your settlement?
Next hearing is on the 18th.
Did the CBI threaten? Do you consider, Mr. Mallya, that, well, if you had avoided this whole route altogether, just gone back to India, answered a few questions, the matter could have been settled. This offer that you are now making could have been made there without all this?
Why talk about water that's under the bridge?
Yes, but do you have any thoughts about the water under the bridge?
I have appeared.
So, but you're still running this argument, to the best of my understanding, that you're unlikely to receive a fair trial for political considerations, that you've described it yourself as a witch hunt. Well, why not just withdraw this case now, if it's no longer applies?
Did you not ask me a few minutes ago about Mr. Rahul Gandhi's visit to London?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I think you yourself alluded to the fact that I have no political friends.
Right.
Mr. Mallya, did you meet?
Deserted you right now, Mr. Mallya. Why is it that there is what you claim is political vendetta right now? Why have you been made a political football, according to you?
I wish I knew.
Mr. Mallya, have you received anything from the Karnataka court as a response to your settlement?
Next hearing is on the 18th.
Did the CBI threaten? Do you consider, Mr. Mallya, that, well, if you had avoided this whole route altogether, just gone back to India, answered a few questions, the matter could have been settled. This offer that you are now making could have been made there without all this?
Why talk about water that's under the bridge?
Yes, but do you have any thoughts about the water under the bridge?
I have appeared.
So, but you're still running this argument, to the best of my understanding, that you're unlikely...
Cut across to my colleague Lavina Tandon, who's joining us with the very latest. She's the one you can also hear questioning Vijay Mallya right outside the Westminster Court. I believe there's a lunch break right now. Lavina, get us up to speed. You did try to question Vijay Mallya. What did he say?
It's quite unlikely that he comes out and then answers impromptu such questions. Usually he is constantly smoking, but it seems like that after the proceeding that happened in the morning, he does want to answer questions, and the questions that were asked, and I asked him as well, is about his Karnataka settlement. Now he is ready to settle full and final, almost $500 million that was mentioned in the court, but what was not mentioned is that there is a date for it on the 18th, in the coming 18th. So that, and of course he also said that he met Finance Minister Jaitley in Geneva before he came here and met him 3 times. And that is a story that needs a talking about now. Further on, possibly he will be asked, and I will ask him the same question when he comes out.
Pay off your debts, but this is a charge they've been asking you, and they want to get you back on that.
Mr. Mallya, I saw you nodding in disagreement and a little bit of frustration when Summers was making his statements. What is it that you didn't agree with, or that was bothering you? I did see you. I was constantly looking at you, and you were like, no. What was it? Please share with us.
I obviously don't agree with anything that the prosecution is alleging.
Have you seen the video?
Any particular thing
we poured over 4,000 crores into Kingfisher Airlines to keep it flying. The allegation seems to be the other way around. Let the court decide.
Anything in particular that has upset you?
I haven't come out here to give a media interview.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen the video, sir? The prison conditions.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
The video is impressive.
What did you like of it?
See it for yourself.
Is it true there's like a library and all these things that the media
You should take a look.
They haven't shown it to us actually.
Are they going to play that video in the court?
I don't know. That's from the judge.
Do you like to read about things? Do you read a lot or? She just mentioned the library.
Did it take you by surprise? The videos, you said they were impressive, but do you believe the video?
I'll leave it to you to make your own judgment.
We haven't been able to see the video though, sir. Do you think they've doctored the video at all?
I don't know. I'm sitting there as much as you're sitting there.
You've seen the video though, sir. We haven't been able to.
Ask for it, I'm sure it's...
Yeah.
You asked for it.
We've asked for it. They haven't given it to us.
Vijay, when Rahul Gandhi was here pressing the flesh, he had a little pop at you as well. It can't be much fun having leaders of both sides making an enemy of you, no?
I've said before, I'm a political football, and there's nothing that I can do about it. My conscience is clear. I've put almost 15,000 crores worth of assets on the table in front of the Honorable High Court of Karnataka, and I have nothing much more to say, other than I hope that the court will favorably consider my application, pay off everyone, and end of story.
But to have no friends left in high places, that must be painful.
Mr. Mallya, do you think if the court is dragged until after the India's general election that you might be able to live a more peaceful life and that you might be forgotten?
How can I speculate on that?
No, I mean, because it's been said continuously that you are being made a scapegoat for India's general election.
I am certainly a scapegoat. I feel like a scapegoat. But how can I speculate on it?
Did somebody tip you off?
Your colleague Jonathan says that both political parties don't like me. Where is the question? I lose both ways, right?
How do you compare yourself to Miracle? Do you think he's a totally different kettle of fish?
I have no knowledge of any allegations against anybody else. I'd rather focus on my own issues.
Mr. Mallya, did somebody tip you off in Parliament about people going after you, about you being targeted, or the fact that there could be charges against you? Is that the reason that you left the country? That's an allegation that's been made, that you got tipped off. You were allowed to leave the country.
Rahul Gandhi said that, actually,
Yeah.
at the event.
I left because I had a scheduled meeting in Geneva. I met the finance minister before I left, repeated my offer to settle with the banks. That's the truth.
Why would somebody deny an offer to be paid, Mr. Mallya? I mean, after all, you were a member of the parliament and you were holding very high place in the Indian parliament. So, I mean, why would anybody not accept your offer of payment?
It might interest you to know that the banks have filed objections in the court on my settlement applications. You should ask them why they are not supporting me in my efforts to repay them. That's the better way of looking at things.
And now you're offering them way more than what you actually owe them. Why are you offering them more, and why you think they are denying to accept that money?
Couldn't possibly operate 482 flights a day on thin air.
So can you tell us a bit about the meeting with your finance minister? You said you had something, you had a word with him. What was that about, and was it more like a general view about the whole?
Why should I be telling you this?
But that was done before you came to UK, of course.
Don't forget, I've been living here since 1992. Coming to the UK was nothing unusual. At that particular trip, I was on my way to Geneva. I had a meeting there that was scheduled well in advance.
Mr. Mallya, we've been following your trial for almost a year. You look particularly calm and more relaxed at this stage of the trial. I mean, is there something that you are hopeful of now, and you think that, is a positive outcome going to be for you? We see you far more calmer as compared to, I'm not that you were shouting earlier, but yeah, still. Your body language has changed, your demeanor, just...
If I can't even come outside to have a peaceful smoke and I'm surrounded like this, what do you expect me to do?
But you always love the attention.
You're a champion, man. You're an absolute champ. I mean, you're actually telling me I'm loving this? Oh, congratulations. You got it so wrong. But you're entitled to your views.
And I'm glad.
We love it when you say it with that smile, Mr. Mallya.
That's exactly
what you wanted.
No, I'm saying that's the way. I appreciate your response, Mr. Mallya. I'm asking you a question, and I'm saying that you're somebody who appreciated the media on you. Maybe not at this point in time, but you always like it.
Well, Well then, should I thank you for being here?
We're doing our job.
Mr. Mallya, at least we are not being like your friends who left you in your bad times. We were there in your good and your bad times.
We're not fair weather friends, are we?
At least we are your true friends.
Thank you for being my friends. Not fair weather friends.
Would you like to make an on-the-record remark upon the Indian cricket performance?
I think the Indian cricket team did their best. England played exceptionally well. And, two of the test matches.
You being targeted, or the fact that there could be charges against you. Is that the reason that you left the country? That's an allegation that's been made that you got tipped off. You were allowed to leave the country. Yeah.
I left because I had a scheduled meeting in Geneva. I met the finance minister before I left. Repeated my offer to settle the tax. That's the truth.
Why would somebody deny an offer to be paid, Mr. Mallya? I mean, after all, you were a member of the parliament and you were holding very high place in the Indian parliament. So, I mean, why would anybody not accept your offer of payment?
It might interest you to know the banks have filed objections to the court on my settlement applications. You should ask them why they are not supporting me in my efforts to repay them. That's the better way of doing it.
And now you're offering them way more than what you actually owe them. Why are you offering them more, and why you think they are denying to accept that money? Instead, they are determined to take you to Arthur jail and spend more money on you.
All these issues are to be decided by the Honorable High Court of Karnataka.
Mr. Mallya, there is a question here about, on the one hand, one court has frozen your assets. On the other hand, you are offering to pay a substantial amount of money. So is this money that has not been frozen? How do the two channels make sense in terms of one another?
You should ask the enforcement director and you should ask the bank.
No, but to ask you, sir.
Who am I?
You are
Vijay Mallya.
Who am I? I have put my assets on the table before the Honorable Court. Now it's
Are your assets still enough to clear all these debts if they agree to let you repay them?
no, there is not.
How much, sir?
15,000 crores, about 1.5 billion pounds.
So what about the allegations that the banks were forced to file a case against the people? That's something that you're loyal to.
All right, the latest news break that we're getting in right now, and this would be rather disturbing for the incumbent government, because what Vijay Mallya has done is practically dropped a bombshell, saying that he met the finance minister before he left to try and settle matters. He says that he in fact did meet Mr. Arun Jaitley before he left Indian shores, wanting to settle matters with him. But that didn't quite happen, and this is the first time that Vijay Mallya has taken a name of the finance minister, Mr. Arun Jaitley. This could have far-reaching implications. This mention was made on record in court. He also spoke about it right outside to the press. Listen in.
I left because I had a scheduled meeting in Geneva. I met the finance minister before I left. Repeated my offer to settle with the banks.
All right, this could result also in a huge political impact there. We already have Brijesh Kalappa from the Congress on the phone line with us. Mr. Kalappa, for the first time you have Vijay Mallya at the Westminster Court naming the finance minister. Said before he left India, before he fled India, he did meet the finance minister to try and settle matters.
To be very frank with you, I think the Indian National Congress already knew this, and we've been saying this from day one, that Vijay Mallya had spoken to Arun Jaitley, had taken his permission, and then left the shores of India. If you check the old records, you'll find that the Indian National Congress has always been saying that there has been some kind of understanding between Mr. Mallya and Arun Jaitley. And today it has come out in the open, thankfully. And it's also, I think, timed with the fact that Raghuram Rajan had made specific allegations regarding the role of the central government and the specific information he had passed regarding fraudulent transactions to the Prime Minister in 2016. And all of this which was ignored. So I think it's all coming to the fore. I think what we have been saying all along, that the number of MPs is increasing exponentially, one. Two, the fact that the government has been sending away people who have stolen crores and crores from India. And the fact that not just one businessman, but several businessmen have been let out of the country under the nose of the chowkidar, so-called chowkidar, is something I think is today, visible to the people, and everybody can see in a most transparent fashion how this has all been worked out and how this entire transaction has been planned so meticulously and to befool the people to the extent of 1 lakh crore. People have run away.
All right, Mr. Kalappa, appreciate you joining us. More political reactions coming in on this big news break, filtering in right now. Once again, to reiterate what Vijay Mallya said in court and outside. He also spoke to the press outside, but his lawyer submitted in court that Mr. Vijay Mallya had a meeting with Mr. Arun Jaitley, the finance minister, before he fled India to try and settle matters. We have Mohammad Salim, his leader CPIM, on the phone line with us. Mr. Salim, what do you make of this admission of Mr. Mallya in the London court today?
It's a very important link between what's happening in this country on the question of NPA recovery, fugitive economic offenders leaving this country. Now, there's a lack of transparency and everything is surrounded with mystery. And the government, instead of coming clear, and here in this case, finance minister, instead of making this statement in the parliamentary floor of the house, he was showing that as if everything happened earlier and nothing in this government is doing huge thing for fugitive economic offenders. But actually they have allowed this. Not only Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi, now Vijay Mallya also. When he met, he should have made this statement. And instead of that, he said that he knew nothing. And here in this case, it is very clear now that everything has been done is on the basis of an understanding behind the curtain. And the government is allowing this fugitive to leave this country instead of helping the system and the bank to recover the money.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Mr. Salim. Lots of political reactions coming in on this massive news break. Vijay Mallya's team of lawyers dropping a bombshell in court today, where categorically naming Mr. Arun Jaitley, stating that he did meet Mr. Jaitley, the finance minister of the country, before he fled, trying to broker a deal, trying to work out the situation to the best. But nothing quite fructified there. Something that has never been admitted by the Bharatiya Janata Party, and for the first time an admission being made by Mr. Mallya. A quick break, back with the latest. Stay with us.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.